You're being watched right now. Not by me, not by cameras, by something far more ancient, far more patient, and infinitely more deadly. Imagine standing alone in the African savanna at twilight. The sun bleeds across the horizon, painting the grass crimson. You hear nothing but the wind, but you feel it, that primal sensation crawling up your spine, the one your ancestors felt for millions of years. The certainty that somewhere in the golden grass, something is deciding whether you live or die. That's the terror of the apex predator. These aren't just animals. They're evolution's perfect killing machines, refined over millions of years into instruments of death so efficient, so ruthlessly designed that they sit alone at the top of the food chain. No natural enemies, no fear, only hunger. The term apex predator sounds clinical, scientific, safe. But strip away the Latin names and the nature documentary narration, and you're left with a horrifying truth. These creatures are born to kill, and they're exceptionally good at it. What makes them so terrifying isn't just their power, though a lion's bite can crush bone like breadsticks, and a great white shark can bite with 4,000 pounds of pressure. It's not just their intelligence, though orcas plan coordinated attacks like military strategists, and wolves can track prey for days without rest. It's their patience. An apex predator doesn't rush, it doesn't panic, it watches, it waits, it learns your patterns, your weaknesses, your mistakes. And when you finally let your guard down, when you stop scanning the tree line, when you wade just a little too deep, when you take that shortcut through the forest, that's when it strikes. The food chain isn't some abstract concept from high school biology. It's a hierarchy of violence, a pyramid of terror built on the corpses of everything below. Plants feed herbivores, herbivores feed carnivores, and at the very top, untouchable and untouched, stand the apex predators. They hunt, but they are never hunted. They kill, but they are never killed. They are the final word in nature's brutal conversation. And here's what should truly terrify you. These predators are the only thing holding their ecosystems together. Remove them, and everything collapses. They are nature's executioners, and without them, the world descends into chaos.
There's a term that scientists use, cold and clinical, to describe the ultimate predators, apex predators. But let me tell you what that really means. It means nothing in their world wants to kill them, because nothing can. They are death incarnate, evolution's perfect killing machines, millions of years in the making. And they're out there right now. The lion, king of the kill. Picture this. You're an antelope on the African savanna. The sun is setting, painting the grasslands gold, and you've wandered away from the herd to drink. The water is cool, refreshing. You dip your head down for just a second. That's when you feel it. Not a sound, not a movement, just a presence, a suffocating pressure in the air that tells you something is terribly, horribly wrong. You lift your head, water dripping from your muzzle, and that's when you see them. Eyes, dozens of eyes, glowing like dying embers in the tall grass around you. You're surrounded. The lionesses have been there the entire time, not just watching, hunting. While you grazed, they circled. While you relaxed, they coordinated, communicating with gestures and glances that you couldn't possibly understand. Each one took a position, closing off every escape route, every chance you had at survival. You were dead 10 minutes ago. You just didn't know it yet. Now comes the charge. 400 pounds of muscle, claws and fangs exploding from the grass at 35 miles per hour. You run. Of course you run. Your body floods with adrenaline. Your legs pump faster than they ever have before. But it doesn't matter. It never mattered. The first lioness hits you from the side like a freight train, her claws sinking deep into your flesh. You feel the warm rush of your own blood soaking your coat. You try to scream, but then the second one is on you, her jaws closing around your throat. The pressure is unbearable. You can't breathe. The world starts to fade, going gray at the edges. But here's the horror. You don't die quickly. Lions don't kill with a swift bite to the spine like some predators. They suffocate you. You're conscious as they drag you down, conscious as you feel your life draining away, conscious as the rest of the pride closes in to begin feeding, and they'll start before you're dead. This is nature. This is what happens in the golden glow of the African sunset, while tourists photograph the majestic lions from their safe safari vehicles, sipping champagne and remarking on how beautiful it all is. Beautiful, right? But if lions are nature's gang warfare, tigers are something far more sinister. They are the serial killers of the animal kingdom, solitary, patient, and absolutely merciless. Imagine walking alone through a forest at dusk. Not you're not stupid enough to do that, but imagine you're a wild boar, searching for roots in the undergrowth. You've survived for 3 years in this forest, dodging danger, raising piglets. You're experienced, smart, cautious. It won't save you. The tiger has been following you for 2 hours. You never knew. How could you? It weighs over 600 pounds, but it moves through the forest like smoke, like a nightmare that hasn't quite materialized yet. Its striped coat, those beautiful stripes that tourists love, they're not decoration, they're camouflage, specifically designed to mimic the way sunlight breaks through jungle canopy, creating vertical lines of light and shadow. The tiger is invisible. An invisible monster that breathes, that hungers, that is getting closer with every step you take. You pause to root in some soft earth. This is your mistake, not that you had a choice. The tiger has been herding you here, making tiny noises in the opposite direction, guiding you to exactly this spot where the trees thin out just enough, where the ground is soft enough to muffle its final approach. There's a sound behind you, not loud, just a whisper of movement, a single dry leaf crunching. You spin around. Nothing. You stare into the forest, your heart hammering, every sense screaming danger. But you see nothing. The forest is empty. Maybe it was just the wind. Maybe you're being paranoid. You turn back to your meal. The tiger is 3 feet away. It was there the whole time, frozen in mid-step, its striped body blending so perfectly with the shadows that your eyes slid right past it. Predators can do this, hold absolutely still, barely breathing, every muscle locked in place. To you, it's invisible. To it, you're already dead. The attack, when it comes, lasts 3 seconds. The tiger launches forward with explosive force, closing the distance before your nervous system can even register the movement. You feel its weight crash into you, 600 pounds of pure predatory power. You're slammed to the ground so hard your ribs crack. Then comes the bite. Those jaws, powerful enough to crush bone like breadsticks, close around your spine. You hear the crack before you feel it. Your back legs stop working immediately. You can't run, you can't fight. You can only lie there, pinned beneath this monster as it adjusts its grip. The tiger doesn't eat you right away. First, it drags you. Even with a broken back, you're still alive, still conscious as it pulls your body through the forest to its feeding site. You feel every rock, every root, every jarring bump. This journey might last 5 minutes, it might last 20, and all the while, the tiger is purring. That's what they do, you see. They purr when they're content, when they're satisfied with a successful hunt. As you experience the worst moments of your existence, as your life bleeds away into the forest soil, your killer is expressing joy. This is the world we live in.
But you know what's more terrifying than a predator that chases you? A predator that doesn't need to. A predator that simply waits for you to make the fatal mistake of getting too close. Welcome to the realm of the ambush hunters, creatures that have turned patience into a weapon of mass destruction. The crocodile, the patient death. There's a river you need to cross. Maybe you're a wildebeest during the Great Migration. Maybe you're a person in the wrong place at the wrong time. It doesn't matter. The river is there, and you need to get to the other side. You stand at the bank, scanning the water. It looks safe. You see some logs floating downstream, just dead trees carried by the current. The water is murky, brown with sediment, but calm. No thrashing, no splashing, no obvious danger. So you step in. The water is cool around your legs. You start to wade deeper toward the main channel. You're halfway across when you notice something odd about one of those logs. It's not moving with the current like the others. It's moving toward you. Oh God, that's not a log. The crocodile has been there for 6 hours, floating motionless in the water, looking exactly like a piece of driftwood. Its eyes, positioned on top of its head, have been watching you since you first appeared on the bank. It watched you hesitate. It watched you scan the water. It watched you decide you were safe. It has been waiting for this moment with the patience of a creature that has remained virtually unchanged for 200 million years. 200 million years of being the perfect ambush predator. 200 million years of turning rivers into killing zones. You try to run, but water is thick, resistant. Your legs pump in agonizing slow motion, like you're trapped in a nightmare. The crocodile accelerates with terrifying speed, its powerful tail propelling it through the water like a torpedo. In 3 seconds, it closes the 30-foot gap between you. You feel the impact first, like being hit by a car. Then you're underwater, spinning, confused. Which way is up? Where's the surface? You open your mouth to scream and water rushes in. Then come the jaws. 3,700 pounds of bite force, the strongest bite on any animal on Earth, close around your torso. You hear your own ribs cracking like gunshots. The pain is beyond description, beyond comprehension. Every nerve in your body is screaming, but the crocodile isn't done. Now comes the death roll. It begins to spin over and over, using its entire body weight to tear you apart. Your body isn't meant to withstand this kind of force. Things rip, things tear. The water around you turns red, thick, warm with your own blood. And still, you're conscious, still aware. The crocodile is drowning you and dismembering you simultaneously, and your brain refuses to shut off, refuses to grant you the mercy of unconsciousness. This is how it ends for thousands of animals every year. And humans? In some parts of the world, crocodiles kill more people annually than sharks, lions, and bears combined. They're still out there, in rivers and lakes and swamps, looking like harmless logs, waiting. The mantis, the alien. But you think you're safe because you're not a wildebeest, because you're not wandering into crocodile territory. Let me tell you about something that might be in your backyard right now. The praying mantis doesn't look like a threat. It's an insect, delicate and thin, swaying gently in the breeze like a leaf. People think they're beautiful, even keep them as pets. But watch one hunt, really watch it, and you'll see something that looks like it crawled out of a science fiction horror film. The mantis has been on that branch for 3 hours, absolutely motionless, waiting. Its triangular head, mounted on a flexible neck that allows it to rotate 180 degrees, slowly tracks a fly that's buzzing nearby. But it doesn't move, not yet. The mantis has compound eyes that can detect the smallest movements, and something else, binocular vision. It can judge distance with startling accuracy. It knows exactly when that fly is close enough. The fly lands on a leaf 6 inches away. It's cleaning its wings, completely unaware that death is watching. The mantis strikes. It happens so fast that if you blink, you miss it entirely. Its front legs, covered in sharp spikes, shoot forward at the speed of 40 miles per hour. The strike takes 30 milliseconds. For context, it takes you 300 milliseconds just to blink. The fly doesn't know what happened. One moment it's grooming itself, the next it's impaled on the mantis's forelegs, those spikes driven deep into its body, holding it like a tiny prisoner in an iron maiden. And then the mantis does something truly nightmarish. It brings the fly up to its mouth and begins eating it alive, starting with the head. The mantis has powerful mandibles that tear through the exoskeleton like scissors through paper. It's methodical, efficient, emotionless. The fly is still struggling, still aware, as its own head is consumed in front of it, or what's left of its compound eyes. This is happening in your garden right now. Millions of these tiny hunters, each one a perfect killing machine, each one ending lives with cold precision. Nature isn't cute. Nature isn't kind. Nature is an endless war where the only rule is kill or be killed. The viper, the invisible death. Let's talk about snakes. Specifically, let's talk about the gaboon viper, a creature that has turned invisibility into an art form. You're hiking through an African forest, watching where you step, being careful. You've done everything right. You're wearing boots, watching for obvious snakes, staying on the trail. You step over what looks like a pile of dead leaves, brown, pink, and purple, decomposing into the forest floor. Except it's not leaves, it's a snake. A snake that weighs 20 pounds, that's as thick as your forearm, that has fangs 2 inches long, the longest fangs of any venomous snake on Earth, and you just stepped over it. The gaboon viper doesn't move. It's been lying there for 2 days, hasn't eaten in 3 weeks, and it can wait another month if it has to. Ambush predators don't chase energy, they conserve it. They wait for the food to come to them. But you've stepped too close, you're within striking range, and the viper has decided you're a threat. The strike comes without warning. No rattle, no hiss, no coiling, just pure explosive violence. The viper's head snaps forward faster than you can see, those 2-inch fangs driving deep into your calf, pumping in venom. You feel the bite, a sharp, burning pain, and you jump back, looking down in horror at the blood soaking through your pants. The snake has already withdrawn, has already returned to its position, is already invisible again. The venom starts working immediately. Gaboon viper venom is hemotoxic, meaning it destroys blood cells and tissue. Within minutes, the area around the bite begins to swell grotesquely, turning purple, then black. The pain intensifies. Not just pain, but agony, the kind that makes you vomit from its intensity. Your leg feels like it's being digested from the inside out, because that's exactly what's happening. The venom is breaking down your tissue, liquefying your muscles, preparing you to be consumed, even though the viper won't eat you. Without antivenin, which you don't have because you're hours from any hospital, the venom spreads. Your blood stops clotting properly. You begin bleeding internally. Your heart blood races trying to compensate, but it's fighting a losing battle. You die in that forest, alone, your body already partially digested by venom, while the snake that killed you lies 5 feet away, camouflaged, patient, waiting for its next meal.
If you think the land predators are terrifying, let me take you somewhere worse. Somewhere you can't run. Somewhere you can barely see. Somewhere that covers 70% of our planet. The ocean. The great white shark, death from below. You're surfing off the coast of California. The water is cold but clear. The sun is shining. You're paddling out to catch the next wave. 40 feet below you, something is watching. The great white shark doesn't see you as a person. You're a silhouette on the surface, a shape that looks remarkably like a seal, and seals are its favorite food. It begins to rise. Great whites attack from below with a technique called breaching. They swim almost vertically upward, building speed, accelerating like a torpedo. By the time they hit their prey, they're traveling at 25 miles per hour. You never see it. 1 second you're on your surfboard. The next second you're in the air, surrounded by white water and white teeth and unimaginable pain. The shark's bite force exceeds 4,000 pounds per square inch. Its teeth are serrated like steak knives, each one 3 inches long. Here's the truly horrifying part. Great whites don't usually eat people. They take one bite, realize we're not fatty enough to be worth the effort, and swim away. But that one bite is enough to kill you. The shark doesn't need to eat you, it just needs to cut you open and let the ocean do the rest. The orca, the intelligent killer. Forget the great white. The true apex predator of the ocean is the orca, and they're more terrifying than any shark because they're smart enough to terrify you on purpose. Orcas, killer whales, aren't whales at all. They're the largest species of dolphin, and they're arguably the most intelligent predators on Earth after humans. They have culture, they have language, they have tactics passed down through generations like military traditions. Different orcapods specialize in different prey. Some hunt fish, some hunt seals, and some hunt other whales, animals that can weigh 200,000 pounds. They coordinate attacks that last hours, taking turns ramming and biting until the whale is exhausted. Then they drown it by preventing it from reaching the surface to breathe. Orcas have been documented attacking great white sharks, not for food, but apparently for sport or to eliminate competition. They flip the sharks upside down, inducing a state called tonic immobility that paralyzes the shark. Then they rip out its liver and leave the rest to sink. They hunt in packs like wolves, but underwater, where you can't see them coming. They create waves to wash seals off ice floes. They beach themselves temporarily to grab sea lions from the shore, then wriggle back into the water. They work together to herd fish into tight balls, then take turns swimming through with their mouths open. And here's what should give you nightmares. There are no recorded fatal attacks on humans in the wild. Not because orcas can't kill us, they absolutely can, and it would be trivially easy for them, but because they apparently choose not to. They know we're not food. They're smart enough to distinguish between humans and their actual prey, which means they're smart enough to decide anytime they want to change their minds.
Now let me tell you the scariest story of all. These apex predators, these perfect killers, these evolutionary masterpieces refined over millions of years are disappearing. We are killing them faster than they can reproduce, faster than they can adapt. Tigers, fewer than 4,000 left in the wild, from hundreds of thousands a century ago to 4,000 today. Lions, their population has dropped by 43% in just 20 years. Great white sharks, listed as vulnerable, possibly fewer than 10,000 worldwide. Polar bears, losing their hunting grounds as Arctic ice melts, projected to decline by 30% in the next 35 years. We're conducting a mass execution of the planet's apex predators, and most people don't even realize it's happening. Here's why this is a horror story. When the apex predators die, everything else follows. Remember Yellowstone? That's not unique, that's the pattern. Remove the top predator and the ecosystem collapses. Prey populations explode, vegetation disappears, soil erodes, rivers change, species go extinct, the entire web of life unravels. We're not just losing tigers and sharks, we're losing the forests they protect, the reefs they maintain, the balance they provide. We're dismantling the machinery that keeps our planet alive, one species at a time. And here's the truly terrifying part. We might not be able to stop it. Climate change is melting the Arctic faster than scientists predicted. Deforestation is destroying habitats faster than we can protect them. Poaching continues because a dead tiger is worth more than a living one to the people desperate enough to kill it. We're living through the 6th mass extinction event in Earth's history, the first one caused by a single species, us. So what happens when the last tiger dies? When the last great white shark is caught? When the final polar bear starves on a melting ice floe?
We'll find out what the world looks like without apex predators. We'll discover what happens when the ultimate regulators are gone. We'll learn, too late, that these monsters we feared were actually the architects keeping our world from falling apart. The apex predators aren't the nightmare. Their extinction is. These creatures, lions, tigers, sharks, wolves, bears, orcas, they're not evil. They're not cruel. They're necessary. They kill, yes, they're built to kill, but they kill with purpose, with precision, with a role in the grand design of nature. They maintain the balance. They keep populations healthy. They prevent the collapse that comes when any one species grows too numerous. We, on the other hand, kill without purpose. We kill for sport, for profit, for convenience. We destroy habitats to build strip malls. We poison oceans to save a few dollars on waste disposal. We warm the planet because we can't be bothered to change our comfortable lives. The apex predators are doing what evolution designed them to do. The question is, what are we doing? If you've watched this far, you've learned something important. These predators aren't just fascinating, they're essential. Their presence means a healthy ecosystem. Their absence means collapse. So the next time you hear about a tiger attack, a shark sighting, a wolf reintroduction program that has ranchers upset, remember, these animals aren't invading our world. We invaded theirs. And they were here first. They'll be here last, unless we make sure they're not. Sleep well tonight. The apex predators are watching.